Okay, today we're going to demonstrate how to make a buffer. The buffer we're going to make is a sodium phosphate buffer. We're going to make a 1 liter solution, and we're going to have to adjust the pH to 7. Got everything set up here, and it always is a good idea to think ahead and plan your work. Of course, the first thing to do is to do the calculations and figure out how much you want to make. I'm going to need 2.9 grams of this solid sodium dihydrogen phosphate hydrate. And one of the first things I want to do is make a label. Okay, so my solution is going to be 50 millimolar sodium phosphate at pH 7. Okay, and that label is going to follow through with the chemical. So the first place I want to put it is there, and just stick it on kind of gently. Okay, I'm then going to weigh out my sample, tear my balance here. I need a spatula. Okay, for my 2.9 grams of sodium dihydrogen phosphate. Notice I read the label out loud as I pick up the sample. Okay. There's 1.2, 2.2, get a little closer here, 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, very close, 2.8, and then we'll go to 2.9, there, exactly. Okay. Cover up my sample, put the lid on tight, take the solid. I've got an 1 liter Erlenmeyer flask with just short of 1 liter inside there. I'm going to spray this off a little bit to get all the solid down into the solution. Okay, going to keep it stirring. That'll dissolve. Okay, my next chore is to adjust the pH as that dissolves. One thing I like to do when I do a pH adjustment is to make sure that my electrodes are working. I like to have a beaker of water handy so I can just squirt off. I actually shouldn't have squirted in there. Let's continue here. Squirt this off into the water. Okay, and I'm going to put this into my beaker here. Okay, I can see the pH is around 4. I've got some diluted sodium hydroxide here. I'm going to go ahead and start to bring the pH up as I add the NaOH. I got 6.4, 6.6, I'm sorry, 4.9. There's 5, 5.1. Okay, as we get into the buffering region, it takes a little bit more sodium hydroxide. There's 5.3, 5.5. Okay, I'm going to strengthen my sodium hydroxide solution just a little, add a few more drops of concentrated. I like to have a little more kick as I add my sodium hydroxide to bring it up. I'm at 5.6. We're looking for 7. There's 5.7. Okay. 5.8. 5.9. I might go ahead and just take a drop or two right from this concentrate here. 6 molar sodium hydroxide. There's 6. 6.1. 6.2. 6.3, 6.4, 6.6. Okay, I want to slow down a little bit. Okay, as I get close. 6.7, there's a drop 2, 6.7, there's 6.8. Okay, there's coming in around 7. overshoot just a little. It's okay because I'm going to dilute this here. Okay. And now if you do overshoot, which can happen, you're in trouble because you have to decide whether to remake your solution or tweak it a little bit with something else. At this point, I'm just going to say that we've got this exactly 7 and move on with what the next step would be. We dilute out, we rinse off our electrode. I like to keep it in a beaker of water. Turn off our stirring device and use our graduated cylinder. Okay. Now, to avoid splashing with the magnetic stirrer bar, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use this retractor. Some people like to stick it in a solution. I just like to hold it onto the bottom. And then I can pour this in, and the magnet will stay in the Erlenmeyer. Now, of course, we're a little bit short, so what I'm going to do is rinse this out. Okay, again, like so. Take a little bit extra here. Oop. Didn't have enough deionized water. Put a little bit extra in here. Okay, we're going to rinse this out. Okay, holding my stirring bar down here, I'm going to bring this right up to 1 liter. Okay, and then transfer to a storage bottle. Okay. Now with the lid on this, here's my label. Okay, we're good to go. Of course, I'd like to check that my pH is what I was shooting for. Okay, we're just a slight bit high here because I was rushing to do this video, but if we had been more careful, it would be at exactly 7. Now the other part of this is that these two things have been used and are now soiled, and they can be washed, and the point, you should wash these immediately, rinse them out really, really good with water, a little bit of deionized water, and they're ready to go again. Notice we do not store our solutions in the Erlenmeyers. We use the graduated cylinders just for making the dilutions, and then we store our solutions in a label. Also, my name and date should be put on that label. Thank you.